sleep.
Here he is in graphic cell phone video obtained by Fox 6, restraining 43-year-old Devontae Mitchell, who died after an altercation with hotel security at the Hyatt Regency. Now he fears he could be one of 4 people to face a felony murder charge in Mitchell's death.
I'm destroying this. This man did not have to lose his life.
Williamson was working as a bellhop at the hotel, but he says he and a front desk associate were pulled into the incident on June 30th by manager.
I saw all this commotion going on, and the security guard was wrestling with the customer.
He says he was told Mitchell had locked himself in the women's bathroom. He says 2 security officers captured in the video escalated the situation, one going overboard.
He was striking Mr. Mitchell in the head with a baton. He said, get back on him, get back on him. So I got back on him, but I didn't want to. I was in fear that I was going to lose my job.
What do you say to those people who say you had an opportunity to get up and to stop this entire situation from escalating?
I mean, what can I say?
Williamson says the next day, Aimbridge Hospitality, the operator of the hotel, placed him on paid leave and told him to avoid all media. This Wednesday, he says he was terminated after 3 months on the job for workplace violence and is now without income while potentially facing criminal charges. His cries for justice grow in Mitchell's death. You have anything to say to Devontae Mitchell's family?
I wish it would have went another way, but I'm very truly sorry. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hate a man loses his life.
Laughter and anger, emotions overflowing the pews of Holy Redeemer Church Thursday afternoon.
He was taken off this earth too soon, and he didn't deserve anything. You know, he was my right-hand man growing up. He was my protector. He always looked out for me.
Devontae Mitchell was a family man who leaves behind his wife, 2 children, mother, and siblings.
I'm gonna miss my brother. I'm gonna miss him. Everything about him.
I just thank each and every one of y'all for all y'all love, support, prayer. And y'all know we want justice. We want justice with Devontae.
That call for justice reaching even further than just Milwaukee.
A lot going on in the country, but nothing more important than what they did to Devontae. And I didn't want to send word, I wanted to come myself.
Well-known civil rights and social justice activist Reverend Al Sharpton gave the eulogy and echoed calls for charges against the 4 men seen in witness video on top of Devontae before he died.
What they did was a crime. And criminals need to be prosecuted. And criminals need to face the penalty of their actions.
Actions, Sharpton says, mirror what happened to George Floyd in 2020.
I thought after George Floyd, and we fought till 3 cops went to jail, I thought y'all learned you can't put your knee on our necks.
They should have.
But if we gotta go from Minneapolis to Milwaukee,
That's right.
you're gonna learn to keep your knees off our necks.
I'll go. And they didn't let him go.
That is Deasia Harmon, the wife of Devontae Mitchell.
You're right, Steve. We followed friends, family, and supporters of Devontae Mitchell to the Hyatt Regency, about 6 or 7 blocks from the safety building where that press conference was held earlier today. Now, within the last few hours, we have just learned that attorneys representing Devontae Mitchell's family have been showed surveillance video from inside the Hyatt. After Monday's press conference that we were at with family and attorney Ben Crump, the family of one of the security guards came forward and reached out to one of Crump's attorneys. That security guard talked to attorneys and said he tried to tell the other security guards that Devontae couldn't breathe and to get off of him. Family and attorneys saw surveillance video inside the district attorney's office earlier today and said that the whole event went on for about 15 minutes. They said it seems like Devontae was scared and he was trying to get out of the hotel.
Why didn't just sit him up?
He ran into the women's restroom. Attorneys say the video then showed hotel security and other staff physically dragging Devontae out of the hotel, and that's when this occurs. It's this video that we've been showing you for the last week and a half now. 4 guards who we now have learned some of those people are security guards. Some of them are also hotel employees that are on top of Devontae. We later, of course, have learned that once police arrived, Devontae died in that position face outside the Hyatt Regency. Family says watching that hotel surveillance was just absolutely disturbing and was worse than they could have imagined. And they say they believe Devontae was intentionally murdered by hotel staff.
And to see him go out this world the way he did, That was devastating. That would never leave my mind. That's going to live with me for the rest of my life. And you know what? I always thought that my children would be the one that bury me, not me bury them.
That's right. Oh, lady.
Thank you all to the community. Thank you to the activists. Thank you to these community leaders, because everybody wanted to just sweep this under the rug. But it was the people saying we will stand with the family of Devontae Mitchell
That's right.
and proclaim that we will get justice for Devontae. I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Will Sultan and Attorney B. Ivory Lamar. We have the honor of representing the family of Devontae Mitchell. We have present with us his wife, Asia Harmon, who's the mother of his daughter Morgan. We have Luella Jackson, who is the mother of his son Logan. We have his mother, Brenda Giles, who is also present here, and his sisters and brothers and cousins. And they're going to all speak to you from the heart about why on this day we demand justice for.
Y'all, this is those who just joining in. This is Ben Crump, okay? And he's speaking for the family, trying to get justice for Devontae Mitchell. And they have press conference. They doing everything they can. But for them, those people, when he said he couldn't breathe, they had a knee on his neck, y'all. Regardless of what action that he, whatever he was doing, what had taken place. When somebody say they can't breathe, you have to find a way to change the position. You're not police officers. You're just security guards. So what y'all think about this?
For Devontae. It was little over a week ago in this very spot in front of the Hyatt Regency Hotel that security personnel working at the behest of the Hyatt Corporation and its franchise owners engaged in an excessive force that led to the death of unarmed Devontae Mitchell. And his words that you hear from the recorder, don't take Ben Crump's word for it. Don't take Will.
No, that's right.
His words, his last words on this earth while he was alive was, please, 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 please. He said please 6 times. And then he said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He said that twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, please help me. Please help me. And then did the security personnel working at the behest of Hyatt and his franchise owner help him? No, they didn't. They killed him. You see it on the video. You see them with their knees on his back, on his neck.
They were so busy.
You see where the people.
They were so busy trying to be heroes. That's what they were trying to do. Busy trying to be a hero. And not even police officers. Even have workers to help them.
Appears to be a officer hitting them in the head with some object. You see them.
That's
Will
sad.
put his shirt over his head and stifling not only his sound, but we believe his breath. Look at that video. Look at it frame by frame.
That's right.
And then you would understand why his mother, Brenda, said, they did my son like George Floyd. These are private
That's
their
right.
employees, especially their security personnel, to not put knees
And
on
nobody net.
people's backs and people's
That.
necks.
That's
And when
what he breathed
people
it.
are having problems breathing,
That's right.
don't keep them in a prone position, causing them to suffocate.
That's right.
I can't believe I wasn't.
Basically depriving him of oxygen
That's
until
right.
Devontae just pleads, help, help. Then, thankfully, one of the security officials finally pulls the hoodie back. So this is what we're here for. Then we have the bold declaration of the security person, of the off-duty officer, states and boldly declares, this is what happens when you go into the ladies' room. Well, we got news for you today. As we're gathered here united for justice today, this is what happens when you fail to recognize that a mental illness is not a death sentence. It is not, it's a disability. And we need, and we're calling for training, not only amongst security officials, not only for police and law enforcement companies across this country, but we're calling for you to train these individuals on how to recognize
Security
when an
too.
individual is suffering from a mental illness.
That's right.
We shouldn't have to gather today to bring attention to these situations under these unfortunate circumstances. That is what we want. We will not stop until we get it. We thank everybody that's employed here to fight for this cause. What do we want? When do we want it?
Now, justice. Now, thank you so much, Attorney Lamar. It is real important that you all go watch the video yourself. We have to make this video go viral. And I understand there are several videos that may exist. If you happen to be here 1 week and 1 day ago and got any recording, please get it to us. Please post it. Transparency is the key. One thing that always boggles my mind is when it's somebody from our community.
That's his mother right there, y'all. Oh, baby.
On a innuendo. Somebody said they thought they saw you fit the description. But we can have video, visual, objective evidence of one of our loved ones being killed. But yet, they say we got to go do an investigation. Can you imagine, Will, if this was Devontae doing this to one of the officers, how quick he would have been arrested and charged?
That's right.
So why do we have double standards? Why we got two justice systems in America? One for black America and one for white America. No, we got to have equal justice
That's right.
for everybody in the United States of America. And that video tells it all. As they said, it's not just how the security officers acted, it was how the Hyatt Regency management was acting. The hostility, the profanity against just innocent citizens saying we have a right to record on our cell phones. I mean, I think there was a death threat hurled by
That's
a
right.
Hyatt employee on the sister who was recording the video. But just like the young lady who recorded George Floyd's video, thank God she kept recording.
That's right.
Can you imagine what the narrative would have been? I guess the narrative was already there. The narrative was there was an altercation and he died. They weren't telling us that they held him with knees on his back and neck and that he was getting hit in his head. They didn't say any of that.
That man said it too.
God, we got the video. They don't need to say no more. Just show the video. Y'all, we're going to have the family members address you all, and remember, unlike these well-trained, articulate lawyers speaking from the heart, they did not expect to do this. This is not part of their everyday
That's right.
dynamic. So they just going to speak from you, from the heart, the best they can. It may get emotional, but just know that they are grieving, and yet they
That's
still
right.
have to plan a funeral. They still have to tell his children why daddy's gone, and they still have to fight for justice. It ain't fair, but they are here
Mm.
He didn't deserve what they did to him. He deserved so much more. His life was worth so much more. Now, our children, every time they turn on the fucking TV, that's what they have to see. Him losing his life. I couldn't even go into the grocery store with my daughter without her being afraid of the security standing at the door. She said, "It's all security bad or just the ones who murdered my dad?" That's not right. In the video, the man stood out there. He was yelling to the top of his lungs. He said, "I told him 1,000 times he has no reason to be here." Who is he to say why someone is here or why someone isn't? That isn't a reason to take his life. They murdered him, and they're trying to cover it up. Our children deserve justice for their father.
That's right.
Our children deserve more. They took everything from them.
Mm.
The best part of them. And now he doesn't get to see and doesn't get to raise and spend time with the best parts of him. They took his life. They murdered my husband. They murdered the father of her son. And we stand together on this. They want us to argue and they want us to bicker and they want us to fight. We stand together.
That's right.
We have no choice but to stand together.
That's right.
What they did was wrong. It's on camera.
That's right.
You could go to jail for having too many speeding tickets, but you can't go to jail for taking somebody's life. Intentionally taking someone's life. He was a loving father, a loving husband, a brother, a son. He was so smart and he was fun. He loved to sing and dance, take walks. He was so peaceful. He was gentle. And they're saying just because of the way he looked or his size or anything, he deserved what they did to him? No, that's not right. And I will not stand for that. We will not stand for that. We will stand together and get justice for Devontae.
That's his wife, y'all.
And now you will hear from Luella Jackson, the mother of his son Logan.
Mm.
Like the agent was stating, he didn't deserve to die like that. They killed him like he was a dog on the street. Nobody deserves to die like that. He asked for help, and nobody was bold enough to just come up and help him. They knew something wasn't right, but they still didn't help him. Instead, they watched them take his life.
Mm.
Went on about their day. Like, okay, just another black man killed. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Anybody that knew Devontae knew that he was a sweetheart. He was a big teddy bear, literally. He would give you the shirt off his back if you needed it. Just a kind-hearted person. He loved his family and he loved his babies. There was absolutely nothing that he wouldn't do for his children and his family. And the way he was murdered was wrong. He deserves justice. This wrong needs to be righted.
Mm.
I grew up always.
Justice for Devontae.
Both his baby mama, y'all. And there go his wife right there. That's good. They get along.
You know, I listen to those mothers and they talk about
Beautiful.
the video. I think about as lawyers, we've all won historic cases, made historic arguments mattered, and his life mattered to his family. You're going to hear from his mother, Miss Brenda Giles, and Latrice, and Naisha. Once y'all come up with her and be heard.
Devontae! Devontae!
I'm just numb right now. I can't even shed another tear. I done cried so much. It's just devastating, frustrating. I just want justice for my son, and I want it now, right now.
That's
Not
right.
later. I want it now. Give us those videos. Y'all know what went on inside this hotel. Y'all saw it, but we can't see it. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Let us see. And it may try to erase some stuff. You know, you never know what they're gonna try to do to stuff.
That's right.
Video.
The way it goes,
We're gonna get
justice.
right.
You know, we got it. You know, what they did to my brother was wrong on all levels.
Seems like a nice
Should
family.
have to go through that. No family should have to go through that. You know, hearing him scream, "Help! I'm sorry, please." Oh my God, I couldn't even watch the video. Okay, as soon as I heard his voice, I had to turn it off, and it still keeps haunting me every time I think about it. It makes me break down. I can't get it out my head. Like, it's unreal. Like, I'm waiting for somebody to pinch me and say, you know, wake up. You know, girl, like, what are you dreaming about? You know, but that's not gonna happen. My brother is gone. For what reason? We don't know. All we got to go off of is he caused a disturbance. All we asking for is the proof. Show us. Give us some type of something to go off of to know what happened. All we got is the middle and the end. We don't have the beginning. We don't know why he ran into this hotel, why he was causing a disturbance. Something had to happen to cause him to do that. And that's what we want to know. We need to know this. You know, like all these other videos been posting everywhere and on the news, but that video, where's that? It's a million cameras out here. A million cameras inside. We should be able to see from
That's
the time
right.
he got here to the time he went in there to the time he ran into this bathroom.
That's
We
right.
should be able to see all of that.
That's right.
Why haven't they showed this? You know, these are security guards. These aren't like, you know,
Polices.
MPD, the police officers. Like, why are they being protected? These are regular human beings that chose to go and get a security guard job.
They might be being protected because they might be former MPD, because it makes no sense that it's been
This new veneer.
protecting them because they're former MPD, because it makes no sense that it's been 1 week and a day that we haven't heard anything from the police, from the detectives, from the DA, from
They ain't
nobody.
heard from nobody,
None
y'all.
of this makes any sense at all. And like Naisha said, where the videos at from the inside?
That's right.
They said that he ran into the women's bathroom and he locked himself in there. Who was he running from?
Right.
Why was he running?
Mm-hmm.
What happened when he got out that bathroom? There's a long walk from that hallway, from that bathroom all the way to the outside. A whole lot happened that they're not telling us
That's
about.
right.
They said he caused a disturbance, right? Did any damage get caused on the inside? Because I didn't see any damage on the inside. They said there were women in the bathroom when he went into the bathroom. Nobody was assaulted. Nobody was hurt. None of that. But he lost his life. Like my auntie said, make it make sense, because none of it does. And we should not have to be out here with a press conference. We shouldn't have to have hired an attorney to figure out what happened. I too, just like Naisha, didn't watch that video. But hearing Attorney Crump saying that they put that shirt over his head, that's inhumane. That's inhumane and it ain't right. What if this was one of your
That's right.
your children, your father, your uncle, your
That's right.
anybody, any one of your family members, you would want the same justice. I ask that every time you share this video, that when anytime anybody pulls up the Hyatt, Devontae names comes up. That's what I want. Every time the Hyatt Regency in downtown Milwaukee is Googled, Devontae Mitchell name comes up. They should not be able to go about business as usual when he's lost his life. This past week and a day, our lives have been turned upside down, and they over here is business as usual. That's not fair. It's not fair at all.
It's not.
We want justice.
Justice for Devontae.
Justice for Devontae.
Justice for Devontae.
All right, y'all. And I'm going to end it by like this. I give my condolences to the family about Devontae Mitchell, regardless of what happened. He was inside the hotel, and if he was causing disturbances in the hotel, they should have called the. They should have stopped in some kind of way, and then they should have called the police instead of trying to police things on their own, even though they security. But y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'm out of here.